is Tami Lunsford, and I am a high school science teacher at Newark Charter School in Delaware. I want to tell you a little bit about my why, about why it is that I have been a teacher for 22 years, why it is that I still love it, and why I get excited to go to work. So I grew up watching my mom as a teacher. So from a very young age, I saw the difference that she made in people's lives, the joy that she got from teaching, and I also saw how incredibly hard that she worked. I saw that not everybody understood how hard that she worked. Not everybody understood and valued it in the same way that we did in our family. So I spent a lot of my life pretty sure I didn't want to be a teacher, thinking about all the other things that I could do, realizing how much I loved science, and thinking, okay, I'm going to be a scientific researcher. And then I went to graduate school. And while I was at the Virginia Institute of Marine Science studying for my master's in marine biology, I had a dear friend who worked in education who convinced me once a month I should go into a middle school classroom with a bucket of live organisms and teach middle schoolers about the hidden world all around them. I wasn't sure that this was a really good idea. Most people, some of even the most seasoned educators, find seventh graders to be a challenge. And I was pretty sure I was going to hate it. But I was in graduate school and I was poor and I was like, all right, I'll give this a shot. I could use the money. Well, pretty quickly I realized that that one day a month was the best day that I had. I got to see the looks on their faces as they saw things that were there that they had no idea what they were or how they worked. The energy that I got from them and from their excitement about science carried me through the next 29 days of research till I got to do it again. So I realized that it was time for a change of career choices. So then I was a high school teacher for several years. And then when I had my own children, I was concerned that maybe I couldn't pull off the balance of being a fully invested teacher and a fully invested mom. I worked so hard. And I had some students at the schools, a lot of students actually at the schools where I was, that had significant educational, academic, and emotional needs. For a lot of them, I was their mom at school. I loved playing that role for them. But I just really wasn't sure that I could be their mom and then my biological kid's mom as well. So I left the high school classroom and became a university professor for a while. I was a professor at the University of Delaware teaching biology and ecology, and I loved my content. I loved teaching about my content. I had some truly fantastic students, some wonderful colleagues, and I really loved what I was doing, but I felt like I wasn't having the impact on them long term that I had had as a high school teacher. I got to see them, I got to excite them a little bit about science, but I didn't really get to be a part of their journey and see where they went with it in the same way. Now, there were a few that I really connected with, but short term, and then they moved on with their lives onto the next thing. So then this really unique opportunity presented itself. A local K-8 school with an absolutely outstanding reputation and outstanding educators and truly devoted, passionate administrators were opening a high school. So I was given the opportunity to help create the high school that I wanted my children to attend, to be a part of creating the traditions and the routines and all of the things that goes into creating and developing a high school. So I thought long and hard about that opportunity. I realized that at the college level, I taught the content. As a high school teacher, I teach students. I live for those interactions, for the relationships with young people as they grow and develop into who they're going to be. I get to be part of their academic journey, help them find their own passions, their own voice. I get to show them the unseen world of how nature works around them. But then I also get to teach them how to think, how to question and analyze and problem solve. I get to be the safe adult for them who isn't their parent, but who cares and who shows them how to navigate challenging situations and become who they're meant to be. So I've spent 10 years creating science curriculum and procedures and routines and expectations and the fun traditions that go into being a high school. And I've been helping to build a team of educators for this new high school. There are challenges, there are difficult personalities, there are tough days, there are really tough classes. I've made some mistakes, but I've had the opportunity to work with some of the best administrators and some of the best teachers that anyone could ask for. I've seen 10 years of teenagers navigate some of the most challenging times in our world's history. I've seen hope and joy and grit, and I've been part of helping create that for others. Plus, now my son, the one who was born when I was a college professor, that made me become a college professor, is now at our high school. He's in my classroom. So now I get to see it from his perspective. I get to see him experience what I got to help build. I get to see him and his friends in a way that most parents never get to see. I'm watching him, and then hopefully in a few years, his younger brother, grow and learn and develop into the men that they're going to be. I also now get emails from students and visits and phone calls from students who are living their lives, who are in college and graduate school, who are working. And they call to talk about the impact that I made on them. Sometimes it's about the science content. Sometimes it's about me being their mom at school. And they remind me that all the hard work that we put in as teachers is more than worth it. What else could I possibly do that could be more valuable or more beneficial to society than to help support and create a generation of caring, passionate learners who want to be change makers, who want to leave the world better than they found it? Now, I know if you don't teach high school, or if you teach in a place where the kids don't always reach out and tell you later, you may not get that fulfillment. You may not get that last piece of the phone calls and the emails. But we're making a difference every day, and we are making the world better than we found it. I can't imagine doing anything else.